Hello, this is Zach from Slugfest Studios, back to give you devlog number 11. So this is actually a part 2 of the last devlog. This is kind of just expanding on the relics finished. Now you have toggleable settings, so you have a equipped, banish, upgrade, replace, and that just goes over it. Make sure to join the Discord, it's on the link below, wishlist on Steam, or click my first comment, and subscribe for more weekly content. Let's jump into it. So the first thing that we have right now is we have these three relics, they spawn. So these three relics will always spawn in from the bucket pool. So you can click combat, utility, any of the choices, and these three cards will spawn in. The first thing I wanted to add was kind of a enlargement system on the left corner, so you can actually see an enlarged card and you can just read it better. And there's a few things that I wanted to touch up here. You can tell there's like the counters on it is a little bit messed up, so I'm going to go through and fix that. And now we have it where you defeat the boss, and then the bucket system will pull. So the bucket system, all that means is what card are you searching for. So when it pops up, are you looking for a combat relic, utility, wild card, weather, experience? What kind of card are you looking for? Now click combat. So it kind of formats everything. These three cards spawn in. So I actually fixed the background on it. So the background moves, and I got that counter fixed on the card that goes in the corner, the bigger style card, so you can read it a little bit better. And now to create this toggleable system. So this is the idea that I had in mind. You have your equip, replace, upgrade, banish. I want something where you click this button, it turns on, and you have pretty much 4 options when you're inside this relic screen. When these relics pop up, you can either equip. Now there's certain stipulations to these. So like you can only have that equip toggle turned on if you have an empty relic slot. If you have, let's say, 2 slots filled with 2 different relics, that replace option would be enabled. Normally that replace option wouldn't be on because you don't really have anything to replace and you still have an empty slot. The upgrade slot only turns on if you have at least 1 relic equipped to you. You can't upgrade a relic that's not there. And then the banish is actually always on. So the banish is actually kind of cool. So the banish is something where you keep seeing this relic and it pops up and it's like, I'm not running a beast themed deck. I don't want anything that's associated with beasts. So now you can actually hover over that card and permanently remove it from your game. So you can actually kind of dilute the further relics that you want to see in your run, and you can change up pretty much what is shown. So the first step was creating the equip system. So I wanted to create something where you can actually equip relics. So now when that comes in, that will be already defaulted if you have an empty slot. So now the only ones that are shown are equip and banish, because those are the only options that you can do right now when you defeat that boss and the relics drop. So you have the banish, and like I said, you can click these buttons to pick which decision you're making right now. So you can be like, okay, I want to banish a card. Now these actions in the screen, usually you have 1 action and then it's done. And I wanted to further work on the equip system, so I wanted to create a fill amount mask. So when you hold left click, it will actually fill in this green mask around the card. So I'll fill in with a radial 360, and I'll actually show that. So if you hold left click while equipped is on, it will fill this in, and you have to hold it for 3 seconds to make your selection. So you would hold left click on this card and it would change color, and then it would fly into that relic slot, and boom, like you have your relic equipped. And it's that easy. I want the equip system to be very simple. You get in this screen, you get out. Now the banish token, I actually put a token count next to it. So tokens are going to be something where it doesn't end your action. But now I'll be showing you, if you don't have any banish tokens, once you banish 1 card, it immediately ends your action. It ends the screen. You can't equip cards, you can't upgrade cards. So think of this screen as you have 1 decision to make when you hit this screen. You either equip, replace, upgrade, or banish. So now, what I'm doing right now is this is the banish mask. It actually does that fire and it fully erases the card's contents. And that's pretty much what the banish is. So I wanted to represent this banish is actually permanently removing the information about this card. No one knows about this card anymore. It's totally gone. And now that the equipped, I wanted to actually put that yellow text on there. So now whenever you do something, when you equip, when you banish, it hovers this yellow text over. So I did it to the equipped. Now I did it for the banished. It will actually tell banished. It hovers right above whatever you just banished. And now that we have the equip system pretty much mapped out, the banish system mapped out, I need to work on the replace and upgrade. But that actually involves having a card set up. So I need to do kind of a little dev cheat here and have something where I can add in relics. And also I wanted to create an inventory system for what relics you have equipped. So the player can actually, at any time, they can click this button. It's a little hourglass, little relic, artifact themed. I fit it into the home UI location, and now you can click this and you can see what relics you have equipped right now. And you think of this as like Balatro Jokers. Like we can actually check like what kind of relics do I have on. And I added the UI for the Banish Tokens. So the Banish Tokens actually won't end your action. So you can actually banish and equipped or replace or upgrade. You can always have a banish as a kind of a free action, a free thing to do within that turn. If you have tokens, it will always deduct from the tokens first. And I wanted kind of a layout to show and represent where or how many you have. So this is kind of the UI inventory. It looks very similar to the other screen because it is kind of the same screen. When you go into that relic screen, it will show you what relics you have equipped. The only one that might not show is wildcard because that's like a rare bucket pull. But now there's actually a UI inventory to represent, you know, what you have, and you can kind of, it's kind of cool because you can fully flesh this out, and like sometimes you can get a wild card that adds an extra empty combat slot. So like this will start to look very different from another person's. And that's me doing some little GTA dev hacks right there, and I added the bone goblet into my inventory, so I have that automatically equipped. And now it's time to work on the upgrade. So the upgrade should be where you can hover over a card in there that is equipped. And what it does is you hold it, all these other cards zoom into it, and that doesn't like erase the cards. It's just showing that like those cards kind of power up the other card. And that gave me an idea to add something called a catalyst +1. So if you want to upgrade a card, any cards that are involved in the upgrade, so like that holy protection is involved in the upgrade because it zooms in to my equipped card, so that will actually give it a +1. So you see that 0-2 on the card, that's pretty much your upgrade count. How many times you have to hit that upgrade button. If you hit that upgrade button when there's another card listed that's a catalyst +1, it's like you hit your upgrade twice. So now this card will rank up because it needed 0 out of 2. Normally, if no cards had a catalyst on it, it would be a 1 out of 2. But since that holy protection had a catalyst +1, it made it a 2 out of 2, and it ranked up that card. And now was to fill in the Banish token. So actually what I defaulted to is I'm going to make every player start with 2 Banish tokens. So they have pretty much 2 opportunities to remove cards from the game that they don't want. And these will be resources throughout the game that you can get from events and different things. So think of this as an extra resource with mana and coins. I made it a little bit easier, so the Banish tokens will actually show. So it says 2 tokens on that little tab. So now what you can actually do is I can banish card, it removed a token. Okay, now what do I want to do next? Oh, let's use the replace. So I want to replace this first bone goblet. So you can actually do a mask that highlights over it. And once you do that, now you can click a card in the spawned ones. You can do the same thing, hold left click, and it does a little switcheroo. And now you have that bone goblet, and you just put that other, or you have a blood goblet, and now that bone goblet goes back into the pool. And now you can click your inventory to see that it actually shows. You have the blood goblet and bone goblet. So now you're powering up vampires and undead. And it will actually reflect that Banish token is now a 1 instead of 2. And that is it for devlog number 11. Relics are finished. So now we have a equip, replace, upgrade, and banish. Just as another friendly little reminder, make sure to join the Discord. It's in the link below. Wishlist on Steam, or click on the first comment in the comment section and subscribe for more weekly content. The next thing I probably will be working on is probably a turn counter. So I want something to like show like there would be a quest in 2 turns. Oh, the boss spawns in 3 turns. A trader shows up in 4 turns. Something like that will make more sense in the next video. But remember, when in doubt, banish it out. Thanks for watching.